friends, welcome back to my channel. Sass here. I'm here to do a review of Love and Hip Hop New York. This episode was just blah. I mean, nothing really happened. Let's get started. Alright, let's start off with Remy and Papoose, okay? They are so cute together. They look so happy. I just love them together. And of course, they are celebrating the baby shower. Very cute theme, happy days, and they had a full-blown diner, and you know, everyone dressed up in their costume. Everyone just looked so cute, so happy, all smiles. And Papoose, he's doing a he wrote a rap song about, you know, the newborn, and he had all of his friends and their kids included in the video. He's also saying that he got a new sneaker line now called Black Love. I mean, just everything is just fantastic for Remy and Papoose. They just really look really happy. Well, while everyone's at the video shoot, there's Papoose, there's Santana, there's Joe, and there's Mayna. And I loved this segment because I liked when they have like the fellas just to themselves, and the fellas, you know, talk to each other about their lives and their wives / girlfriends. Because when the men are talking, it's funny. You know, there's no drama. You know, they accept advice, just like Papoose was talking to Joe about it's time for Joe to propose, you know. And Joe was like, well, you know, we just got to make sure that, you know, she's ready. He was like, well, she had your kid. That's when she was ready. So Joe was like, I get it, you know. So it was just like that camaraderie between all of the fellas. It was no drama. It was no shouting match. It was not. I really liked that. And of course, you know, they were congratulating Santana on his proposal. And, you know, Mayna was telling them about how, you know, Maggie is upset with him because, you know, that song that he wrote, and how he had pitched it to Alexis Sky, and Maggie had won it, and all the guys was like, no you didn't, you know better than that. So that was just, you know, a funny part. I really, really liked that segment. Alright, let's talk about Alexis Sky. Alright, so Alexis Sky, she is talking to Maggie, and of course, they didn't have no beef or anything about that song. They, you know, it was nothing. They still cool. And so Maggie is telling her about, look, everybody in jail. Okay, Treyway, everybody in jail. All right, I don't have a record company anymore, and I just really want to be, you know, a hip hop singer. So I'm just trying to focus on what I need to do next. Well, then they bring up, you know, the father of the baby. Who is the father of the baby? Is it Fetty Wap, or is it, what, honey, that thing that looked like he's a villain from some sci-fi movie? Honey, what's his name? Solo? Lucci? What's his name, y'all? Whatever. Okay? Let's call him villain. Alright? So, you know, on all the blogs, they're saying that the villain is the father of the baby. And she was like, man, I'm just going to have to squash it. Maggie was like, yeah, I read about that. You know, she was like, he's not the father. Fetty is the father. So later on, her and her homeboy meets up, and they meet up with that villain. Jesus Christ. Okay? So she confronts him, and she was like, you know, you're doing this. You know, when me and you had sex. We had sex in July. After that, we have no more sex. And he was like, well, I don't know when we had sex, okay? I don't know if that's that baby or mine. You know, every time, you know, you tweet something about that baby, every time I tweet something, I got people in my comments talking about I'm a deadbeat dad, and I need to take care of my responsibility. And he was like, look, let's just squash this, okay? We are taking a DNA test. I'm thinking to myself, if there's any problems with this, why haven't you taken a DNA test? You could have done a DNA test as soon as that kid was born. Why now? Why wait all this time? Anyway, so she was like, like, okay. She was like, I agree to it if you give a public apology. He was like, I ain't giving nothing. I'm not apologizing. I ain't saying nothing. We're doing that DNA test. Of course, Alexis guy goes off. She's cussing. She gives him the finger. It was just a whole mess. Get the DNA test from that villain, okay? If you think it's Fetty Wap's, you know it's Fetty Wap's, it's a DNA test. And then Fetty Wap is refusing to take a DNA test. Why is no one trying to claim this kid? This kid is adorable. I would take Fetty Wap to court. She should have been there, took him to court. It's whack. I mean, it's just a mess. A mess. Okay. So we have Kimbella. Kimbella has Sin and Juju. And she, you know, of course, tells them about her freshly engagement. And she was like, I would like for you all to be bridesmaids. And of course, they was like, yay. Okay. So Juju says, all right, this is perfect. Let's have a girls trip. I got something to do in Costa Rica. Let's gather up all the girls and, you know, boom, we'll go. All right. Now, we know from past, present, and the future how these girls trips goes. Girls trip equals drama. We already know this, okay? But it ain't no girls trip no more, okay? Joe is going. Maine is going, okay? Yandy done invited Safari. And I'm like, Joe, why are you calling a girls trip with all these dudes there? But anyway, so I like this segment too. Yandy and Santana meet up, all right? So Santana was like, you know, I haven't heard anything from you. And she was like, well, look, you are with Bella, okay? Me and Bella I consider her my sister. But, you know, you were also my brother. And I just wanted to stay out of it. He was like, listen, that has nothing to do with me. You know, I was thinking that y'all was going to squash it. That y'all would just talk as grown women. You know, get it worked out. Because you're my sister. And so here's Yandy. Well, you should have stuck up for me. He was like, for what? Okay? That's between y'all. And I totally agree with Santana. Listen here, ladies. If you are friends with your friend's husband/boyfriend, okay, before you were friends with the wife/girlfriend, okay, and then you two, the two women start beefing, he out of it. He out of it. Okay? He's not going to take sides. That's between you and your friend. You work it out. And just like he said, as women, okay? If you have to go and apologize to her, or you don't want to apologize, then that's on you. But your friendship with him should stand. You should never bring up the boyfriend, the girlfriend, or the wife. If he's still true to you and y'all still homies, y'all still cool. That will happen. Now, if he comes to you and say, look, this is too much. You know, she's going to be my wife now. I don't know how our relationship is. I say, okay, cool. That hurts my feelings. But hey, if that's how it's going to be, then that's how it is. Andy can expect Santana to choose sides. And he shouldn't have to, okay? If he's your homegirl, you're his homeboy, that's it, okay? And if it don't work, then you're going to have to cut ties. And if his wife or girlfriend makes him choose sides, more than likely, he's going to choose his wife. So, anyway. Alright, so we get to Costa Rica. Alright, everybody's there. You know, everybody's feeling some type of way. You know, everybody's having fun. So, let's talk about Maggie meeting up with Yandy. Yandy is upset because Juju invited Bella. And she said that she felt like she should have been told. And she just knows that there's tension between Bella and Yandy, so why would Juju invite her? But anyway, so Maggie's there. Now this is where I'm going to have to say this, okay? This conversation never should have been had, but this is, you know, love and hip hop, so you're going to have a fight. You're going to have drama. Maggie proceeds to tell Yandy about what went down at the wine tasting. Okay? About how they were talking about Yandy using this girl for clout. About how she is a user. Y'all know what it is. Of course, Yandy goes off. Yandy said, how dare they talk about my kid. Okay? You don't bring kids into this. Okay? My own or someone I have in my house. You don't talk about children. You can talk about me all day long, but you don't talk about kids. So, here comes Juju. Juju involved. So, she brings up, you know, that Juju had invited Bella and how they had been talking about her, how they had talked about her kids. And so, Yandy was like, that's it? I'm looking for flights, and I'm going to get flued out of here. No, that's not what she said. But she said that she's looking for flights and she's leaving. And so, of course, they're like, you're not going anywhere. You're staying, stop it, you're not going anywhere. And, of course, they showed the preview for next week, and she didn't go anywhere. Yandy is there because we're going to have this drama between Yandy and Bella. It's getting old, y'all. It's getting real old. So, anyway, that's it. That is the review for Love and Hip Hop New York. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And until next week, friends.